Williams Portfolio Blogs. This is youtube.com/MrChris2004 in association with the Kansas Stuck on You eBid shop. Do join me every Tuesday on justin.tv/MrChris2004. I'll be broadcasting at 8 PM Sydney time, 9 PM London time, and 3 PM in New York. And you can communicate with me on Twitter, where I am ChrisofW, and that will hopefully shape the direction in which the 1 hour webcast will go. So I look forward to you joining me every Tuesday. Obviously, it's going to be Tuesday in London and New York. It's going to be Wednesday in Australia. But I hope you'll know what I mean, and I hope you'll join me at the right time. Wow, and the Arriva Trains Wales service isn't on strike, as you might be aware here in Wales. Arriva Trains Wales has been affected by strikes on a regular occurrence in recent times. I'm recording this, of course, in the early part of 2011. And now the union ASLEF are threatening to go on strike for 24 hours on Monday the 28th of February 2011. And as you'll see in this very nice footage from my archive, in some areas of Wales, particularly the southwest of Wales, going up to Cardiff, it seems that from this footage at least, I'm meant to be the only passengers affected by this proposed strike. I am actually intending to travel on the date of this strike, so I'm now planning to make alternative arrangements. But yes, getting back to the key point, ASLEF have their members have voted, by 70% of them voted to reject a 12% pay rise over 2 years. Arriva Trains Wales says that the offer that they're given would take a train driver's basic salary to £39,117 a year, and Peter Leopard, the company's operations and safety director, told the BBC that ASLEF are going down a blind alley. And indeed, in this tight economic climate, I think the regular consumers will agree with me that the 12% pay rise that the drivers have been offered is reasonable. Of course, you might be aware that there was legal action taken against a strike threat that coincided with the Wales vs England rugby match earlier in February 2011. Of course, in the end, that strike didn't go ahead. Bob Crow, of course, from the RMT union, who were planning to go on strike at that time, Bob Crow came out and criticised Arriva Trains Wales, and I thought that that just illustrated the kind of industrial action attitudes that you would find in the 80s. Of course, we've moved on since then. I'm glad that I was too young to really experience the disadvantages of industrial action in the 80s, but I wouldn't like to experience it now that I'm using Arriva Trains Wales on a more regular occurrence. Some more quotes from people involved in this strike. Well, the ASLEF district organisers, these drivers have overwhelmingly voted against any offer that the company has made. Well, that's not very charming, is it? Like, as I said, 12% offer. That's very generous, but they're not happy with that. They want more than 12%, and I think that's quite arrogant. Although that man, Mr. Moran, I guess, he says it's not all about getting a better deal than the current pay rise offer. He says it's all about the conditions. Because there have been a number of jobs offered on the Arriva Trains Wales website in recent times. I know that one of them was conductor, going from Cardiff Central to Trehear, but I nearly applied for that, but I was too late to find in the application form. I heard about it on the day it had to be submitted by. Because I was thinking then, I don't think I'd cope too well with fare dodges, and that got me into the mindset of these conductors and other people who work on Arriva Trains Wales. Think of what they have to put up with when they're doing their work. Maybe there are things that consumers like me don't necessarily know. I do know that where we're coming up to on this footage, Pembury and Buryport, that is notorious apparently for fare dodgers. Indeed, I've seen in the past many instances of school children going into the toilet at Pembury and Buryport on the train so that they can try and dodge paying, because they always get caught, and they're very small indeed. They're only around about 10 years old or so, I would say. So that was me trying to scare the viewers on that kind of side, but the horn on the train that was quite good timing. So hopefully the Arriva Trains Wales industrial action won't take place on Monday the 28th of February, but even if it does, it means I'll have to travel back from Pembrokeshire to Cardiff on Sunday the 27th, and travelling on a Sunday is a ridiculous joke. There's very few services from Pembrokeshire. I'd probably have to get my sister to take me either to Haverford, West or Carmarthen, because it wouldn't surprise me if in years to come the Pembrokeshire line to Whitland gets abolished, and then we would have to have a regular occurrence of travelling to Haverford West to go onto Cardiff. Because much faster service Haverford West wise rather than going on the Pembrokeshire route. Hard to imagine that Tenby used to have 3 platforms. I've got a book about what train stations used to be like. Apparently in the old days there was an accident where a locomotive crashed into the ancient building at Tenby. That was then rebuilt. I mean, it's not as old as I thought it was, but shortly after then they built the car park on top of a 3rd platform, and the book does say that if you look carefully in the picture that's in the book, you can see where the 3rd platform is. That was fascinating. I didn't even know there was a 3rd platform. So here in the footage we're onto the First Great Western. I know they're often criticised for their reliability, but I don't have any problem with them myself. But there's me filming myself in the First Great Western toilet. But hey, now that we're onto the First Great Western on this video, it's time for me to start talking about the referendum for more powers for the Welsh Assembly being held on Thursday, the 3rd of March 2011. At the moment, the Welsh Assembly has powers to make laws on some subjects, but not all subjects. At the moment, it has the ability to make decisions on agriculture, fisheries, forestry and road development, ancient monuments and historic buildings, culture, economic development, education and training, the environment, fire and rescue, food, health, highways and transport, housing, local government, public administration, social welfare, sport and recreation, tourism, town and country planning, water and flood defences and the Welsh language. Indeed, today there were protests at the BBC in Carmarthen over plans for S4C to be taken over by the BBC, but that's another topic. I thought I'd just mention that there's bound to be a lot of Welsh people watching this. I hope that those of you who are Welsh will join for my video blog in a few weeks' time about the Wales versus England football match. But anyway, the referendum question is, I've got my postal vote in front of me. Do you want the Assembly now to be able to make laws on all matters in the 20 subject areas it has powers for? Well, I'm going to vote no, primarily because although I was too young to vote in the original referendum in 1997, I would have voted no in that referendum. I don't think that a Welsh Assembly is good for Wales. I know that it's like to be dominated by the duopoly of Plaid Cymru and Labour forever. No, the Conservatives aren't particularly welcome in Wales, and that means that you're going to have this continuous run of socialist giveaway policies, like the Assembly learning grant, free bus passes, free prescriptions. Someone's got to pay for this somewhere along the line, so it's like there's infinite money available, and obviously Wales is dependent on England to supply this money. If Wales tried to come up with benevolent policies on agriculture and not transport, no, but there's already one on transport, but benevolent policies on things that I mentioned, that from the list I just mentioned, though, there could be all sorts of things that are good to come up with on top of what already exists. And I think that although that might benefit the minority of people living in Wales, that won't be good for the overall economy of Britain. It will have an impact on the politics coming out of Westminster. So although it's dissatisfactory that the Welsh Assembly is just a talking shop at the moment, I think that it should continue to be regulated by Westminster, so that it's not able to do things that might be detrimental to the long-term stability of Wales. Now, I know that my camera ran out of battery power at this point, any seconds, so I think I will stop talking and end this blog now. So, I have been Chris Williams, and I hope that you have enjoyed watching my train footage, and I hope that you'll be voting no in the Welsh Assembly referendum on Thursday, March the 5th, 2011. Do join for my Wales vs England football video blog in a few weeks' time. Until next time, it's bye for now. Bye bye.